Саламатсыздар ма оқушылар, бүгін біздің тақырыбымыз while loop. Hello, dear students. Today's theme is while loop. You will improve understanding of loops. Apply while loop. Let us discuss the following situation. Су алу мақсатында құдыққа бос шелекті тастадыңыз. Алайда бір дегенде шелек жеткілікті мөлшерде суға толмайды. Сол себептен бұл процесті шелек суға толғанға дейін қайталайсыз. Бұл қарапайым өмірдегі циклдың қолданысы. Ал сіз циклге байланысты қандай мысал келтіре аласыз? While loop. A for loop is usually used when we repeat something for defined number of times. A while loop is used when a program needs to loop until a particular condition happens. For example, while wheels of the train rotate, the train keeps moving. If they stop, the train also will stop. The while loop repeats a block of tasks or instructions while some condition is true. For example, a program that prints numbers from 1 to 5. Code number is equal to 1. While number less than 5, print number. Number is equal to number plus 1. Try to write this code by using for loop. While loop structure. First step, initialization, setting up a variable and giving initial value to it. Variable is equal to initial value. Second step, condition. The while loop repeats instructions while the condition is true and unless it becomes false. While variable less than maximum value. Third step, increment, a counter that leads condition to be false and ends the loop. While variable less than maximum value, variable is equal to variable plus 1. For the condition above, each loop repetition increments the variable unless it reaches the maximum value. Increment operators, it is also possible to shorten the code. Variable is equal to variable plus 1 to variable plus and equal 1. In while loop it looks like this. I is equal to 0. While I less than 10, print I. I plus is equal to 1. This can be done with subtraction and multiplication as well. For example, I multiplication equal to is similar to I is equal to I subtraction multiplication 2. So let's start watching video.
School Viewers Free Pascal Program Tutorials. Tutorial 7. While Loop. The while loop syntax is as follows. We start with while, then the condition, do. While the condition is met, we'll begin. The computer will do whatever we tell the computer to do, and then we'll end the loop. These are the relational operators that the while loop can use. The code used within this tutorial can be downloaded at schoolfreeware.com. I have already created a new project, and I put the code to make the computer stop between begin and end. For the first example on the while loop, I will print a name 10 times to the screen. So first of all, I am going to need a variable that I will use as a counter. So I'll start off by putting in var, and I'll make the counter variable x, and x will be an integer. within begin and end, I'm going to set x to start off as 1. This is where we'll start the while loop. While x is less than 11, I'll do begin, and then I'll right line the name, which will be school freeware. And then I'll set x becomes x plus 1. This will increment x by 1, so we won't get an infinite loop. I'll go ahead and run. And there's school freeware printed 10 times on the screen. Okay, I can make a little modification to this. Instead of having x is less than 11, I could have x does not equal 11. Go ahead, run. This also prints school freeware 10 times on the screen. Instead of printing the name, I can also print out the contents of x. So I can remove school freeware here, put in x within right line, go ahead, run. We should see 1 through 10 printed up there on the screen, which we do. If I want to count backwards from 10 to 1, I can start x off as 10, and I can change the while loop. So now x does not equal 0, and I'll change this plus 1 to minus 1 since we are going backwards. If I wanted to print all the even numbers between 1 and 10, I can start x off as 2, and while x is less than 11, I can right line x, and here I'll have x equals x plus 2, which will give me all of the even numbers. So go ahead, run. If I wanted all the odd numbers, I can start off as 1 here with x. The last example, I'll go ahead and square the contents of x. So I'll go from 1 through 10. So I'll change the increment to plus 1. And right line x, comma, squared equals, comma, x times x. Okay, I'll go ahead and run.
So let's learn terminology. Bucket, шелек, ведро. Increment, өсу, increment, превращение. Well, құдық, колодец. Condition, шарт, условие. Particular, нақты, конкретный. Назарларыңызға рахмет.